Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa, and today I'm going to share with you 5 simple steps for organizing your pantry. So this is a 5-step method that I actually learned from a woman named Jamie. She runs a professional organizing company called HODR, which is based here in the New York City area. And Jamie actually came to my house a few weeks ago and organized my kitchen. And it was an amazing experience. I cannot tell you how much help it was to just clean out the space, totally reorganize it. It is so much more functional and I am just so much happier working in this space. So I asked Jamie to share her method because I could tell that she was definitely a pro and knew exactly what she was doing. So that's what I'm gonna walk you through today. So I film a lot in this kitchen and I haven't given you a full tour, but basically there is a corner cabinet right behind me and that is my pantry. And then my stove is right over here and above that are where all of my condiments are. So oils, vinegars, that kind of thing. Of course, my fridge is right behind me and you can tell that there are some organizing baskets right on top of the fridge. And so those are the main spaces that we focused on and what I'm going to share with you how we did and how we reorganized those spaces in today's video. So in addition to today's video, I also just want to share that I've created a blog post that walks through this entire method in detail, explains the exact things that we bought to organize my pantry, shows all of the photos, and it might just be helpful for you guys to check that out if you're interested. So that is in the description box below. So now let's dive into the 5-step method for organizing your pantry. So Jamie follows a method called SPACE, the SPACE method, and the step number 1, which is the S, is to sort. So basically, this is what we do. We take everything out of the pantry and do the kitchen. So we did the entire kitchen. So we pulled everything off of the shelves and then we sorted it. And we kind of put everything that was similar together and we just kind of made sure that we kind of had a whole overview of everything that was in my kitchen. And that sorting process also helps you kind of gauge if you have doubles, extras, etc. So the first step is to sort everything and then pair it all together so that it is with its friend. So all the plates are together, all the sauces are together, all the pastas, all the crackers, you get the idea. And then you move on to step number 2. Step number 2, which is P, is purge. And this could be scary for a lot of people, but for me, it is just so liberating. I absolutely love going through my stuff and getting rid of things. I swear you will feel 1000% lighter just to get rid of things that you no longer use, things that are expired, and things that you might have doubles of. So what we did is we went through everything in my kitchen and we purged what we didn't need. And we either had a throw out pile, so anything that was expired went in the garbage can. We also had a donate pile, and then we had our keep pile. So I was able to kind of see exactly how much I had, and then I was able to pare down what I had into a more manageable amount of stuff, which then I'm able to more easily organize and sort and put back into place. The third step, which is the A in SPACE, stands for assign a home. And this is the fun part. This is where you start to kind of envision how the space is gonna look and you start to put things away where you kind of envision they suit best in the space. So for me, it was thinking about the frequency that I use them. So if it's something that I'm using every single day, I want it to be more accessible for me. It's also thinking about how it fits best in the space. So I have a corner cabinet, which can be tricky and things often get lost way in the back. So kind of thinking about the best place for those things in accordance to how my kitchen is laid out. And then you can also kind of think about where it fits best in the kitchen. So is it best to be above the stove? Is it best to be near the sink? And then kind of just looking at your space overall and then helping to assign things that make sense in relation to the parts of your kitchen that you use the most. So when I was working with Jamie in this phase, she actually put everything back into the cabinets how she envisioned it working. So she kind of had an idea of the containers that she wanted to pick up, but she just kind of laid them out inside of the cabinets to make sure that that fit spatially. And then she went to the container store and started to buy containers. So that brings us to step number 4, which is the C, and that stands for containerize. And if you are a neat freak or you love organizing, this is probably going to be your favorite part, because this is where we go and we buy containers that fit to the new kind of space that we laid out. So because I have a corner cabinet of my pantry, we're using a lot of Lazy Susans. And Lazy Susans are those things that kind of spin around, and I swear, is game changing for me. So I now have complete access to everything that I need, that even way back in the cabinet that I would never have remembered that I had. So we organized it based on kind of what I use the most. So all of my daily stuff is on the bottom shelf, and that has a Lazy Susan and also some container bins that I can easily slide out. Then the next shelf is things that I use kind of next frequently. I have my nuts and my seeds and my toppings for my smoothie bowls. And then I go up to my grain and bean shelf. And here I have a big tub that has all of my quinoa products. And then I also have beans on one side and I have grains on the other. And then the final top of my very high cabinet, so my cabinets are super high, those are kind of my overflow bins, and those are things that I don't use quite as frequently, and I actually have to use a step stool to get up to those. So those are things that I definitely don't need to access every single day, because that would be a pain to get up and down on that step stool every day. So there are two stores that we absolutely love for containerizing your things, and that is the Container Store and also Bed Bath & Beyond. Both of these are US based. I'm not sure if they are global, so just kind of look around in your local area. You could also use things online, like Amazon has a lot of great things, but if you are buying online, just make sure that you have measured all of your spaces like to the T, and you know exactly the measurements that you need so that you don't buy things that don't fit. So then the last phase in our space organization method is the E, and that stands for equalize. And what this means is really maintaining your organization. So this is where I struggle, and especially living with someone else who isn't the most organized person on the planet and doesn't really understand that things have homes. Maintaining the organization can be tricky. So I have a very laid out kind of area for everything, and it's really important that you keep that organization, or else it just kind of defeats the purpose of everything that you just did. The other really key part of this, and this is what I had not done well, is to not overbuy. So I would tend to buy things that I know I use a lot. If I see them on sale, I'd buy 2 or 3, or I would buy another jar of tomato sauce even though I had half a jar left. So really the point here is to keep the amount of stuff that you need to organize down to a minimum. So when you are running low on things, just buy them when you absolutely need them. So if you're out of tea, that was a big thing for me. When I'm out of tea, that's when I replace that box of tea that I am now out of, instead of buying 2 boxes just in case I run out. So kind of keeping a handle on how much you have in your pantry is really gonna help you continue to keep that space organized. Also, continuing to just like keep things in their home and kind of not mess with that whole functionality that you put together. And then if you do live with someone, which is something that I need to work on, is maybe just give them a tour of the space and just be like, hey, honey, this is what we're doing. Or hey, roommate, this is what we're doing. This is kind of how everything's laid out. As you empty the dishwasher, this is where you should put these bowls and plates. If you buy things for the pantry, this is where I've kind of organized everything. And that will just also help it not be on you or having you reorganize things that are put away incorrectly. And also it will just like help keep the balance between you and your roommate / partner / parents. All right, so that is the 5-step method for organizing your pantry. Of course, this doesn't just apply to your pantry. You can apply this method to any space in your home. And like I mentioned, I have a complete blog post dedicated to my pantry reorganization. So make sure to check out that link in the description box below, because that has before and after photos. And I've also linked every single product that we used and talked about where we're using them and what I'm storing in all of them. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have other organization styles or tips that you would like to share, definitely leave them in the comments below. I think people really struggle with organization. I know I do personally. So the more the better, the more education that we can give each other and the more we can help each other out, definitely the better in my opinion. And of course, I also just want to give a shout out to Jamie. She, like I mentioned, serves the New York City area. So if you are in the New York City area, you're moving, you feel like you just gotta get some help or you need some help, with organization in your home, definitely hit her up. I will leave her website in the description box below as well. And other than that, I just want to thank you guys so much for being here. I would love to know if you have any future video requests. I think I've had a few for a tour of my apartment, so I could do that. Or if you just wanted a complete tour of my kitchen, I would be happy to do that as well. And I think I'm also going to do a fridge tour at some point. I just need to organize my fridge and make sure that it's a little bit more tidy than it is now. So let me know if you have any video requests for the coming months. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, you can do so by clicking that red button that's right below this video. There will also be a button on the next screen that you can click, and that will automatically subscribe you. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd love for you to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to check out that blog post, like I mentioned, in the description box below. And I hope you have a really great rest of your day. Bye, guys.